Hi guys, welcome back to another Craft With Me video. Today we're going to do something super fun. Now I've been wanting to play around and I saw a few makes, I think on a Tim Holtz video, I forget which one it was, that they were using these. And these are, let me get my black piece of paper here. These are the shattered glass acetate or whatever it is. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. He does sell them in a pack, but they also come, just a couple of them come in the pack of the I think it's the Halloween ephemera packs. And so I was like, oh man, I want to use these. I don't want to have to buy a whole new pack. So I thought, why don't we make some? Wouldn't that be fun? So I did, and they came out pretty good. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make some shattered glass, I don't know, ephemera. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet. But we're going to be using some of these. And so because I want it to be see-through, you know, double-sided, I'm going to be using this part of our, what is it, the pocket watch. So we're going to be just using this. I didn't do the backing. I just doubled it up. So I have, I want it to be double-sided and I want it to be clear. So it's going to be like this. It's going to be a little off when we try to put them together because they're not meant to be mirrored like this. So it's fine. We're going to work with it. But this is what we're going to do. Then I'm also using, if we wanted to make some smaller ones, I'm also using this die. And this one is from the Vault Picture Show. And that is this one. And again, because I wanted it to be double-sided, I went ahead and I just cut this on the fold. Now, I probably could have done that with this one, but I'm not sure how that would have worked out because it's not completely flat. So we went ahead and just did this one on the fold to where we can have a back. Now, it didn't cut all the way through on this side, which is fine. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to make sure that the holes appear on this side. So it's completely fine. I'm not too worried about it. Of course, we're going to be needing our scissors. I have this, and this is Crafter Square. So this is from Dollar Tree, and this is just a white marker. And that's what we're going to be using to kind of outline our shattered glass. So that's going to be used for that. I'm also using my little cutter pen. And I don't remember where I got this one from. I think it's from Journal Say when I teamed up with them for a collab. So I got this and I'm going to be using that. But of course you can use any type of craft knife. It's fine. My scissors and of course your transparency film. So whichever one you have. I'm using this one because it's a little bit thicker than just the regular plastic. So I'm going to be using this. Now we're going to go ahead and I'll make a couple of them just so that you can see. I already have some made, but we're going to make a couple with you. So let me just kind of cut this into a couple pieces here. So let's do this one. And I just have my little mini cutting mat. And so all we're going to do is we want it to look like, you know, a jagged edges like these. And so I kind of keep this one out kind of as a reference so that it kind of mimics a little bit. And it's funny because after I made some, I was like, wait, was that part of the set? Or I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but they looked really good. So let's go ahead and just randomly cut. Now with this cutter, because the blade is so teeny tiny here, I kind of have to maneuver it this way so so that it'll cut in the direction that I need it. So I'm just going to kind of randomly, which this is actually a pretty cool kind of way to maybe like use up the acetate and then to kind of, you know, give yourself, I'm not lifting it, I'm just kind of moving my paper around here. But, you know, this is kind of easy when you really, you just want a very generic looking, it's not an actual shape. You know what I mean? So, see? Look at that. Can you see it? Can you even see the little hole here? So there's one. Now let me go ahead and cut the other one. And so you can do it pretty much any size, but I'm going to do a big one, and then, so that's the big one, and then I'm going to do a smaller one so that it'll fit on our little slides here, on a little picture slide or the film. And so again, just kind of randomly cutting, trying to make sure that it has some type of sharp edges. And then just try to meet it back where it started. See that? Can you see that? Yeah, you can see it. You can see it right there. Okay, so now, again, I think you should have a dark color paper to kind of do this on. So like that, you kind of see what you're doing. So I'm gonna put this away, don't need that anymore. Now I'm just gonna get out my white marker. And this is just called a metallic marker. I don't remember how long I've had it, but it works great. So let me bring you in just a little bit so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to outline kind of like this. Now I'm more on the very, very edge, and you'll see that I'm actually marking on the paper. See that? So we're doing just the tiniest edge there, see? Then I'm gonna kind of go around very lightly. I'm not going to press too hard because I don't want the lines to be too thick. But if you notice on these, like especially this one, you can see how the outline is like a little bit jagged, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try to mimic that. And so let's go here. And then just kind of lightly, like barely brushing it on, just to kind of look like if it's kind of, just not everywhere, just little pieces here and there. Just so that it kind of looks there. Doesn't that look cool? Then what we're gonna do is kind of every little spot where you can see like there's like an edge, like here, there's a little edge there. So I'm going to make a line going out. So let's do it just kind of, see? Very, very lightly. And you want to go in the direction where the point is. So I'm going to do another one here. And then they're kind of not too long, so we don't want to put them too long. So here's another edge here. Another one going this way. Here's another one here. We're going to do another one here, 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 and here. Now, they do have some that are kind of connecting, so we're going to kind of connect a couple of them here. So just kind of jagged. So there, and then maybe a straight one here. Again, very light. What do we think? Not bad, right? We can kind of outline it just a tiny bit more. And there we have our little shattered piece. Not bad, right? Now let's do the other one. This one's the bigger one. So again, we're going to just outline. Barely, I mean, literally right on the edge. So just following along. See that? Now again, just kind of random little spots here and there, barely touching it. Okay, see that? Now again, where the little lines or the little ends, there's another one here, here. We're gonna do this one out this way. This one doesn't have one until like over here. We'll just do a little one here. And then connect that one. So this one's a little bit bigger, but not bad, right? And then the hole is here. So super easy. Totally make our own. And see, look, and these are the ones that came with the set. So this one is outlined, you can tell, but this one is not. This one doesn't have like an outline. See that? All on that edge. So let me bring you to my normal. And so these are the two we made. So we're gonna work with these. Actually, to make these, I've already kind of cut one out to size. So here's this one. See that? And I just used the same die to cut this, but I am going to trim it just a little bit because I don't want it to be too close to the edge. I'm going to use my little scissors for this one. So I'm going to go right in between, because it does have like a little crease. So I'm going to go right in between, not going in the crease, because there is like a little bit of a border. And everything that I'm using today, I will link it down below. Now the acetate, I probably won't be able to, the film sheets, those I will not be able to do exactly. There are some that are very similar. So I'll do what I can. Well, I'll put what I can, but it probably won't be exactly because I thrifted mine and I haven't been able to find the exact one. So there's this, and I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this first. I want it to be a little bit grungy. So I'm going to go around and just kind of grunge it up a little bit with my little sanding tool. Just a little bit, not too much. This is, again, the Tim Holtz cardstock. I just had strips of it already, and so because I had little bits, I was going to say little beads, little bits here and there, I thought I'll just use that as my scraps to cut these out. But we're going to make them look pretty cool. So let's do this. Super easy, but the look of it is going to be so neat. I've already made a couple, so I'll show those to you at the end. But let me kind of get this. Okay. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to leave that off to the side. Now we'll go ahead and use our glue. And just put this on, and then we can figure out everything else afterwards. But let's put this like this. So I'm going to put it down, make sure I get all of the edges, and then just kind of make sure that that's pressed down. Now this one I actually cut from, I have this stencil, and this one I cut. If you're going to be using this, just to kind of give you an idea, this circle is 2 3/4. That's this one. So I just kind of traced around it and I cut them. So like that could be my inside. So I can glue it onto here and then just kind of flip it over so it'll be double-sided. But this is what we're going to do. I want to use, let's see, do I want to use one of my people, or do I want to make it kind of into let's see, should we do a person? What do I have as the other one? I have a guy. So let's do a lady. Who do I want to use? Should we put her? Who else do we have? I just kind of, oh, we can use a little girl. I kind of like her, right? So let's do her, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a larger size of ephemera and use that as kind of like my backing. So let me show you. Let me see what I want to use. Just a larger piece of ephemera. It doesn't have to be anything specific. So it could be just this that I could use kind of as the background. So what I'm going to do is, because I want it to be double-sided, I'm going to use this as the background. So let's just use that. And then we'll glue her down and then we'll just cut around her. Okay. So let me glue. I know I'm not going to need all of this because it's probably just going to get like her head. Oops, what am I doing? It's this way. I want it to be the background. The back of her head is what I'm saying. Okay, let me get a napkin, clean that off. There. Now I'm going to use my little cutters here and just try to trim around as close as I can, which might not be completely. I didn't put on my other glasses. But what'll happen is we're going to ink around it. So any white that's showing, you won't be able to see it. So I'm kind of cutting shorter cuts just to make sure that I get all these little nooks and crannies here. And we're almost done. And there we are. I said there we is. Okay. Now I'm going to get my scorched timber. Since we're working with darker paper, I'm going to use this to kind of ink around the edges. And then you're going to see how cool it's going to look on the other side. So like this, you really won't see that white part. But here, we're going to give it kind of that edge. So I'm more swiping it along the edges just to kind of give it that little bit of a darker edge around it. It kind of looks cool, like a silhouette kind of. Okay, now I'm gonna put her on here. And then I can see with this where exactly she'll fit. See? It's gonna be right on her face. I think I wanna do it a little bit higher. Maybe like that, right? Okay, so now I know where to cut. So I'm gonna get my scissors and then just cut. I'm trying to use the glare so that I can make sure that let me do this. I'm gonna get a pen and then just trace. So I know where to cut. See? Much better. So now I'm just gonna cut along there, and then we can now let me just ink this. Probably won't see it anyway, but that's okay. What happened there? Let me just ink it. You just ink it and everything's better. Okay. Now here we can do it like this. So let's go ahead and glue her down. But because I don't want all of the glue to show, all I'm going to do are dots. Just kind of in the little corners here. So little dots. Like that you don't really see. So just by putting little dots, you won't be able to really tell. Okay. See? It kind of blends in and you can't even tell. Now we can glue it on. But again, being very, very careful, because we don't want it to be seeping through. So I gotta be, or try to be, very light-handed with the glue. So let's do it this way. And put it right about here. So let's see where it goes. Put a little bit down. And then we're going to glue this on top. So again, this is on the wrong side. So I have her facing down and she's actually glued on it, and then I faced it down. Does that make sense? Just making sure that I don't confuse anybody of how I'm doing this. And then we're going to glue this on. I'm trying to get it as close as we can to how we want this to look. See? Now at least we have some type of backing on it so that it does look double-sided. And you can just kind of put this in a little pocket. You can even add this to like a charm or something. But we're going to ink it in a minute. I do need to cut off the little edges that kind of stick out. So let's just cut this off. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, and then we'll ink everything else. Let me get my paper. And we're just going to ink around it. Let me get more ink on here. And we're going to stamp on it. We're going to put a couple stamps, but the stamps are going to be a little bit bendable. So it's going to look cool. Watch. You'll see. Gotta trust the process, right? Did I not glue this part down enough? Let me do this again. Okay. Try this again. Come on. Stay down. Okay. Now we're going to add a little bit of stamping. So of course we got out the usual. We're going to be using the Eccentric, right? Eccentric, yeah. So I want to get something that's long. So we're going to do, I did use these already on the other one, but I don't think I have any other ones that are, let me see. Let's check to see what Poole has. I just like those because they were a little bit, because it has the rubber on it, they're a little bit easier to kind of maneuver. But what does this one say? Let's see if we can do it with this one. This one says 187 Piccadilly, London. So we might be able to kind of move this one around. So let me get my block. And we're going to try to see if we can maneuver it to where it stays kind of, let's see, will that fit like this? I think it will. Actually, I'm thinking that this one might be better. So how about this? Yep. Okay. I'm going to use my black Archival ink. And we're going to put this right about here. Cool. Love it. Okay, I do want something down here too. Should we do it on the, actually, you know what? I think we're going to do it on both sides. We're going to have it matching. So let's do it on the both sides. So again, we're going to put this about here. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Is there something else that we could use? Maybe copyright? Let's try that one. See if we can put like a copyright on the bottom. So let me just put this back and see if we can kind of maneuver this one a little bit upways like this. Put that like that. Let's see. Does that work? I think so, right? So let's try. Add a little bit. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. So let's do it on this side too. So I'm just kind of curving it upwards because I want it to be on the bottom. Very cool. I like it a lot. Now we can do like a little number or something on the top. We'll do 48. Only because that's what's here, and I need it to be little. So we're gonna do 48, and we're gonna put this right on the top here. See? Very cool. Okay, so here's that one. Did I get this inked enough here? Yeah, but look at how cool that looks. I love it. See the inking, the little stamping that we did too? And look, that's her in the inside. And then the plastic we have all on the back. See that? So there it is. Now you can put the little extra piece like this one. See if I can grab it. But these have this. Let me see if I have my tweezers. Yeah, they're right here. See, this part goes here. Now, do we want to put that part there? I think I need to ink it first before I decide. I think I'm going to have to ink it this way. Come on. Oh, I put it in the black. Who saw me? I put it in the black ink, darn it. That's okay. It's just as dark, right? Excuse me. Yeah, maybe we will. But I cut out 2 of the same, so like that I can put one on each side. So let's just go ahead and put this here. Make sure we have it right where we need it. I could have cut out another top part of that because it did have the option, but I don't want to. It'll just be like this. So I did do them different colors. I didn't want it to be green on green. So I thought it might stand out better if we used a different color. There. There. See? There it is. Let's do the little one real quick. So let's move this stuff off to the side. I don't need these anymore. Then we can do, let's do this color. I haven't done this color yet. So again, I'm just kind of roughing it up, the edges. And to the opposite side, because I do want it double-sided. But again, this side doesn't have, I think because this cardstock is very thick, so it didn't go through both sides. I'm sure if I probably would have tried harder, it would have done it, but I'm fine with it. I'm not mad about it because it's not a big deal. I do like the fact that once I sanded it down, it did show those little notches there a little bit better. So I do want these to poke out a little bit though, just the top ones. See, these were easy to pop out. Now the back ones probably not so easy, so I'm not gonna, well, yeah, some are easy, some are not. I'm not gonna bother with it. I'm just gonna leave it. Either way, we're gonna put something on the inside. So with this one, I think I do want to make it into like an actual slide for like a specimen slide. So let's see, I could put maybe like a flower in that. That would be cute, right? put like a shattered thing over the flower, but I do need something on the back. See, that's the thing. So let's see what I have. Unless, do we do something like this? Just ink this side. Let's just see. And maybe we can put something on that side. So if we did this, put it like this. I think I need to ink this a little bit more. Let me get some more ink on this. Okay, so I could put this with this on top. And then we can put something on this side. Do I want to do that? Do I like the way that looks? Let me see if there's something else. You know what? I wonder if I have like a little floral something, but in the miniature stuff here. We could do it sideways, but only if I have two of the same. Otherwise, probably wouldn't work. I have this one. Let's see. This might be cute too, but let's see, what else do I have? I have two of those. I have the butterfly. Oh, see, I do have these. Okay, let's see if we can use those. Let me put this back. Oops, I put that in there too. Okay, let's do this. But I think we're going to try to mirror them. So let's cut around here. And then just cut this part off completely. And then I could do the same on this side. And then cut this part off. So like that, it's pretty same. Just trimming it, just trying to make sure that it's kind of the same. I think once we ink them, it'll be fine. So let's see, will this fit? Actually, it fits pretty good. I could cut just a tiny bit off of this side just to kind of give it a little bit more wiggle room so that it fits just a tiny bit better, and I like that better. So let's go ahead and glue these together. And then ink this. Do the both sides. And then we can ink this. I guess we could do it after. Wouldn't be that big of a deal. It'd probably be a little bit sturdier to do it after. But I'm already here. Just let's keep going. I do need to do both sides though. So let's put this back. Move those out of the way. Just go in and just grunge it up just a tiny bit. I thought these slides would be kind of fun. Okay, now we can get our little piece. Let's see. Where's the little one that we made? Here's this one. See how that's gonna look? Isn't that cool? Okay, so we're gonna use our scissors and just kind of cut around it. Try not to cut our actual slide. And then we'll just trim it down just a tiny bit more so that it fits better on the inside. But this is just kind of guiding me of how big I need it. Come on. Okay. Now we're just going to trim it down just a tiny bit more on the sides. Just a tiny bit. And see how that works. Are we spot on? Yep, we are spot on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. So let's do, it's gonna be the top one. So for me, it's going to be the one that has the holes, because remember the back side did not work for me. So I'm going to put this here, put it right on the inside, and putting that down. Okay. Then we need to get another little piece to put on the back. So let's do this. See if this is big enough. Barely, is it? Yeah, I need a bigger piece. So let's do this, and then cut it here. This part I need to straighten up. So just eyeballing it, that's all I'm doing. And then see, it still needs to be straighter. I think that's good. Barely. We still need to cut it down just a tiny bit more so that it doesn't come off. Okay, now we're good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, just barely start cutting the, not cutting, but we're going to barely put glue on just the corners. Just a tiny another dot here. Come on, there it goes. Okay, now I'm going to try to center this. And hopefully it's centered enough. So now we're going to do that. We're going to glue this down on top of the other one. So here I already have it. This, I have the plastic here. This is the front. So this is the back with the plastic on it. And so I'm going to sandwich those in between. So let's go ahead and put glue here. Just right around the edges. And then we're going to glue that right on top here. Oh, wow. That looks so cool. Okay. Now remember, we haven't done this yet. We're just trying to get this part. I hope I'm not confusing anybody because these are really simple to make. Now we can go ahead and glue this part down. Now sandwich it all together. And make sure that it's all good. How cool does that look? See that? Our little shattered slide. Now with this one, instead of stamping, if you want, we can put some type of little clipping. So we can put, let's see, there's like a tree or something. The golden leaves, but I feel like that might be too thick. Let's just put a hidden treasure. Let's kind of, I'm gonna just put it on and then we'll ink it after. Put that. Then we'll ink this. Grunge it up a little bit. See that? And then what I thought would be fun is to actually put staples. We're gonna do it like an X. So let's do one here. And then here. See? But I am going to use the back of my tweezers just to kind of make sure that those go flat and it doesn't grab anybody's fingers. There. How cool is that? All right, so let me show you the other ones. Let me close up my glue before it dries up again. Okay, so we have these two that we made today. Very cool, right? I still really like my my faux shattered glass. Okay, there's those. And then I made, hold on. I made these. So this one I did not make it double-sided because this was my first one, so I really didn't even play with it. But there it is. And this one is double-sided. I did add a little something on the back. So there's that one. And then for the watches, look at that. And then look, I did that on the back. And of course I did the stamping on both sides. And then I did this one more as a specimen. And I did that. So I did it a little, I wanted it to be like a little off-centered, like turned. And so I have this one. Pretty cool, right? I just thought that they were neat. So I hope you guys liked them. I really had a lot of fun trying to figure out how to make our own shattered glass. And there it is. So I hope you guys enjoy it and I hope you guys give it a try. If you do, please let me know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.